All right. Hey guys, it's Yanta. Welcome back to my channel. And I know it's been a while since I've actually got in front of the camera and recorded, but shooting by yourself is a lot of work. But this is something that happened 2 days ago. If you can notice, I have no makeup on because I'm really sensitive right now. And if you can see in the title,
Okay, Google.
for this word that I can't pronounce,
How do you pronounce ANA
then you will realize that
PHYLAXIS?
something crazy happened. Anyways, so on the 19th, about 2 o'clock. No, let me back up. I woke up that morning, determined to go to the store, get me some bread so I could eat some hot chocolate and bread. Okay, so I went to that morning. I had eggs with boiled plantain. I'm Haitian, so that's normal. And that afternoon for lunch, I had bread and chocolate. The thing is, the bread I got was like a new bread that I haven't had before. I was cool about, let's say, 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then I came to my computer, checked my email, looking at job stuff, scheduled an interview for a job interview, and was satisfied with my day by that point, and decided I was going to lay down and chill because later on that afternoon at 5:30 I had another interview for an internship. All of a sudden, my bottom part started burning and itching. I ran to the bathroom and trying to figure out what's happening. I have no idea. And then, so I start freaking out. And then I ran to the room, and then I started itching all over, started itching me like all over, started itching me like my head, my underarm, my arm, my hand, both of my hands, my thigh, my bottom, my chest, upper chest, back, my whole body. And then as the itch get worse, I started feeling heat, but the heat was coming from like inside my body. And as much as the itchingness, and as the more I itch it, the more my skin get irritated, the more it feels like I'm burning on my skin. But then I also felt like I was burning from inside out. So I really started freaking out, and I started, of course, being the Haitian that I am. I just started calling Jesus, 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 help me. Please make it go away. Please make it stop. Jesus, Jesus. And then I started praying for all my sins. Like, please, I'm sorry. It will never happen again. I'm sorry. Just give me a second chance. I'm sorry. Over and over, going in circles, itching all over the place, like freaking out. And then all of a sudden, it's like I ran because, oh no, yeah, so I go to the shower. I run, go inside the shower because I'm burning, and the only thing I can think of is put some cold water on. So I do that. While I'm in the shower, however, is when I really panic because I started feeling my face skin, like I could feel it get tight, and as if it was like shriveling and like just shrinking in the face area. So I started spraying cold water in my face because I didn't know what that means, but I could feel it. So I get out of the shower, I look at myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh my gosh, I look like the devil. And I ran in my room and I started freaking out. And it's like, okay, what do I do? So I'm like, God, help me, please, I'm sorry, help me, please, I'm sorry, oh my God, help me. It will never happen again. Whatever, I don't know what it was. I went and I got me Benadryl. So when I was done with the Benadryl, I ran back to the bathroom. I have an ointment oil because I'm very sensitive. So I just started applying to all the itchy spot. And then once I was done with that, I definitely took a picture after that, because when I put the ointment, by this point, and I take the Benadryl to put the point, I think the burning started calming down. So then I guess I started calming down. I took a picture of it because I was like, no one's gonna believe this if I don't have proof. Like, I don't think I'm gonna believe me if I don't have proof. Okay? I'm like, ooh, let me send this to my friend who's a nurse. And I sent it to her, and then I text her saying, please pray, I think I'm under attack. And I sent her the picture, and then She called. We talked about it. Oh, I forgot to say that by the time I took the Benadryl, I think what really made me feel like I had to was because my tongue started swelling. Then my lip started swelling. So my lip was like huge and open, and I couldn't even talk right. So my tongue was heavy, so I couldn't talk right. But I was breathing. I was breathing fine, but I could feel my tongue really big in my mouth, and I couldn't control it. So I was holding like a white cup because like it just kept drooling because like my tongue is heavy and I can't control it. My lip is swelling and open. And I'm just walking around with a cup like this. And she tried to assess the situation. She can tell that that my speech was weird. So then we definitely talked about potentially calling 911 if it gets worse or if it doesn't get better. And she was saying how potentially they may just give you your EpiPen and you should be fine. So knowing that I wouldn't have to go to the hospital at that point, I was okay with, okay, if it doesn't get better, I will go to the hospital. It felt like this took 30 minutes, but by the time I told everyone else, it was 2 hours later. But my face went down. I remember what happened in between that. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go potentially to the hospital or even call 911, I need to be ready, okay? And the Haitian that I am, I started cleaning, washed all the dishes, took out the trash, changed to a decent dress, make sure I was presentable and was ready. I guess the Christian that I am, I got inside the prayer closet and I journaled about it. And by this time, it was about 5 something. And I text my friends, like, you guys want to see something crazy, scary? And one of them responded like, okay. So then I send them the picture, and then everybody starts freaking out. So I'm just sitting here. By this point, I'm sitting in the prayer closet, and I'm mentally fine, emotionally and spiritually fine, because I had just finished journal. It's like, and my face went down a little. My eyes were still swollen. My lip was still swollen, and my speech was still funny because my tongue was still swollen. So then they hear me speak. So everybody freaks out, and of course everybody's like, you need to call 911. And so I was like, well, okay, I'm calling 911. But before that, when I was preparing, I had told my friend, if my tongue doesn't go down, I'm gonna call 911. However, if for whatever reason, when I call 911, my speech is not clear enough for them to understand me, I sent her a list for them to come find me, just in case, for whatever reason. So of course that happened. So by the time they told me to call 911, and I was already ready because I was already dressed by that point. I had cleaned everything, sent my friend the demographic, whatever. Before I text them, I was getting a little sleepy, and I figured it because I had 2 Benadryl, because my friend did suggest for me to take another Benadryl, and I didn't want to fall asleep for the Benadryl to wear off, and my tongue is still swollen, and I didn't have that much Benadryl left. Before spring even started, I already had like a big old box of Benadryl that's like 48. I only had 4 left. Okay, so that tells you how much Benadryl I've been taking. When I called 911, it wouldn't let me merge the call, so I was able to talk to them, and I guess they understood me because they could find me. So they told me, go downstairs, keep the door unlocked, and wait on them. So that's what I did. As I'm talking to him, of course, he asked questions, fill out paperwork, took my blood pressure, which was high for the first time in my life, okay? Since I've ever gone to the doctor, they were always worried that my blood pressure was low. Not too low for them to be alert, but low for them to watch. I'm not a hyper person. I get excited, but I'm not a naturally hyper person. So when they was like, your blood pressure is 180 something over whatever. So I looked at them because I never heard those numbers. I was like, is that high? It's a little high because you're probably excited because of, what has been going on, but not too high for us to be like alarmed. I was a firefighter. So by the time the ambulance came, of course, they asked the same question. And they was like, so what do you want to do? Do you want to go to the hospital or what? I said, I don't want to go to the hospital. He was like, well, we're not forcing you, but understand this. We would prefer that you go see someone, because if the situation get worse, at least you'll know what's going on. But you can just sign paperwork, say that you're denying, and you don't have to go with us. You can drive yourself to a primary care and things like that. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I would if you guys are highly suggesting that I go and y'all refuse to give me an EpiPen, because that's what I was asking for and that's what I was hoping. I guess I'll just go to the hospital. But y'all need to know that I wasn't trying to do this hospital thing because Rona is out there. Rona's out there, and Rona trying to snatch everybody and their mama who comes anywhere close to anything. If I'm gonna go, like, God's just gonna have to be with me, So I was updating everybody, like my nurse friend and the rest of my friends, and say, okay, I'm in the ambulance now. We're leaving. Let me call my mom. Blah blah blah. So I called her, and of course I had to tell her what happened, and of course she was shocked. And I told her what I was doing, and immediately, of course, she panicked because she could hear my speech not being clear. And she's also scared about going to the hospital because Rona's out there. I'm snatching pictures, at least one picture, because it's like I'm sitting in the ambulance and I just cannot. I've never been in an ambulance before. I've been to the hospital for myself. I've gone to doctors for checkup. Other things like primary care, but I've never been to the hospital for myself. I've never had to call 911 for myself. Like, so the whole when the firefighter come in front of my house and they were coming for me was like, they're here. So the paramedics were nice. The one that was in the back of the ambulance was kind of cute, so that was kind of annoying because I was looking, right here, like whatever. They were all very nice, and it really felt like they were just here to protect me or something. I don't know why I felt that way, but I just remember sitting in the back of the truck. They were all very kind, and it's like, when and they're very caring about how they spoke to me. So that happened. So I was just sitting here smiling and talking to them like, is this really happening for me? Like, it was just weird. Get to the hospital and ER, of course. And what happened? I just waited. They had to wait to give the report, what happened to her, the patient name, blah, blah, blah. Which it felt like it took a whole hour. And they were there the whole time standing in front of the front desk until I'm seeing whatever. Finally, all sorts of weird things were just happening. I saw an inmate. He had chains, the orange suit and everything. He had chains on his leg being escorted. And then there was this lady who I guess just crying in agony. Eventually, I get my room, waited, saw the doctor, who was nice. Then the nurse came, asked more question, name, blah, 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 to verify that it's whatever they have is the same thing. Then she had like double mask, and like the way she standing, it was kind of like, I don't want to be close to you because your face look crazy. We don't know what you got. Then eventually the nurse came back, gave me 2 pills. That's like in the same lineage of Benadryl, and gave me a shot that was supposed to be steroids to stop the inflammation. After they gave me that shot, like my tongue started going down, so I was very happy about that. Eventually, the doctor came back to check on me and realized and asked me if I was okay. Looked at my tongue again. He was like, okay, you're good. Do you want to go home? I said, can I? He was like, yeah. I'm gonna send you with medication that you have to take, but you should be fine. And that happened, and I was discharged. And it was like, I could have died yesterday. Get allergic reactions more than from anything, from rashes to the shampoo that I use, to the deodorant that I use, to the laundry detergent I use on my clothes. Understand that the night before, I was actually doing my, my little devotion before I went to sleep, and I just happened to be watching a video that were talking about, like, the enemy attacking you because, the next step you're making is going to be so big, he's going to try to stop you. So I was journaling about it and talking mad trash, okay? This really happened. Like, this for happened. I can't even pronounce the word, but this really happens, and I could have died. I'm still in that period where I still have to be on meds to make sure it's off my system. Like, I have to be very careful what I eat, what I buy, like, no gluten, no soy, which is what I think happened. Of course, I can't verify that's what happened until I take a lab test, but I have been sensitive to soy, where it will give me a sharp stomach ache and a weird headache. I did realize in the ingredients that there was like strong amount of soy, and when I research, that's one of the things that can trigger is the word I'm looking for, an attack like that. And it definitely had soy. I'm definitely soy sensitive, especially when it's allergen season. I don't think anything can compare to this. Like, so that's my story. Of 5/19, I will never forget that date. I will never forget this experience. Every time I look at myself in the mirror right now, I am grateful for my face. Like, I even apologize to God. Like, I don't want to complain about these anymore. Yes, I still want them to get better, but seeing my face deform that way and getting my face back is like, yeah. I mean, I was isolated enough and had the potential of, not be here to tell the story, but I'm not dying unless God says it's time. Thanks for watching. I would say if you like my video, like, subscribe, comment, but really this is really just more like a testimony. Still do like, comment, subscribe, and share if you like. It will be highly appreciated because I would like as much people to get their hands on this. Just for like the sensitive people at least. Like, we gotta be careful out there, bro. It's hard out here for a pimp it. For a pimp, but I'm a girl, so a pimp it. I don't think that's a word, but yeah. So thanks for watching. Deuces!